And welcome back, everyone, on the Ticoros channels with the that's the best entry ever made. With like the Hermans teams. Boys, welcome home. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Yeah, great to be back, man. Is my internet rugging still, or can you hear me?
Oh wait, I thought everybody was gonna go with glasses like Vincent. Sorry. Yeah, fucking hell. Let me change that.
I've got them here, but I just thought I'd rug you. Let me just see if I can. I'm just going to repost space.
Yes. So if you go on the Decoder's page, you should be able to share it with like the Hermanos.
I think it's important to say that it would not be a live stream of Hermans if you don't pick up a beer and let's go. Live.
Yes.
Zimbar is setting the tone with the beer. I must clarify at this point as a disclaimer, we don't actually always drink on the job. So it's only for the streams that Zimbar is often drinking on the job, I must admit. But me and Zed's at least, and I'm hoping that Vincent's the same for him. We don't always drink on the job.
No, just for the streams.
Only on a Wednesday.
Yeah. And it is 9 a.m. where Zimbar is as well today.
No, it's 7 p.m. in Dubai, so no problem on that.
Yeah, see. And GM everyone who joined the stream right now, all of the Hermanos, Petit Pouf, SC, Stoic, Arthur, Zach. Let's go. And thanks for everyone who dropped after the announcements that made by Zed on the Discord when it dropped the link of the stream. I kicked you, but that's fine.
He had one job: put the link on the right place, and he put the wrong
one.
That's all good. And
easy mistake.
So, guys, how have you been? How do you feel? How was the last 8 weeks since Mint?
Do you know what?
When was like a fucking year.
Yeah, do you know? Do you know what was wild? When we actually thought, when we was discussing what we can run through on the agenda today and what we can talk about, and someone was like, so we need to obviously talk about the 8 weeks since Mint. And I was like, 8 weeks since Mint? What are you talking about? 8 weeks since Mint? Exactly. And then I was like, it's been fucking 8 months. And then we actually worked it out and thought, how the fuck has it only been 2 months since we launched? It seems fucking wild, but that's Web3 for you, right?
Exactly. No, that's crazy. And so many, you launched and built so many things in that amount of time. I don't know if it was pre-cooked before, but
yeah, I mean we planned a lot of stuff in advance, but some of these things has been on the back of he's like, okay, I think it'd be good to build this, focus on the collective side of things and roll that out. So unfortunately for us is we've got a team who are able to come up with the ideas, build and ship it. That curation process took a long time to build. And we was always, from that, we was always in two minds, should we launch this now? Because the market was so bad. Trying to curate a community in that sort of environment was always difficult. But then we did it. And that was just the testament to Distro and development side, that these guys can build like exceptionally good products. And you know, that was just say like this is the first of many. And since then, and you know, someone actually brought this up in the Discord, like, you know, what have you guys been doing? And then when we actually was like, and this is something we don't really talk about, like the little small wins or the small updates, but it was like good chance to just break everything down. And then when we replied that, everyone was like, oh shit, yeah, you actually have done a lot. So yeah, so we are focusing, we are working on a few other bits which we'll touch on as well.
No, because it's important to see, like, nowadays the attention it's not on NFTs.
Yeah,
like we were able to have attention on us because we were able to create that hype, but it was in a moment that everything looks like that NFTs were going to be back.
Yeah,
and then out of the blue, like, NFTs were not back, right? So that's why even as now when we discuss about this, and like we're gonna go into more details on other things that we are building and facilitating what we are doing, we say most of the time collectibles, like even changing just the terminology just makes it straight away more bullish. So that's been working in our favor. So let's see now with the development of everything we are doing, how things will reflect that or not. But I think Mitch, you wanted to say something as well, so.
Yeah. My internet's rugging, so I'm a little bit into. But yeah, I just wanted to go back to something Zeb said. Can you hear me, by the way?
It's getting harder. Like it's harder than.
It's not great, mate. You should probably pay for your own Wi-Fi instead of
stealing that
one business.
Sure, man. Like this guy, I don't really get it. Like, but this is the state that we are right now. Mitch is taking Wi-Fi from other people.
You know,
so
we was in that office, the office that Mitch was in. We moved into it like 3 years ago. The first day they give us the Wi-Fi, and it was like, yeah, we're going to own our own, and we just never ever got round to doing it. So we'll thank the landlords there. Mitch, you might want to connect on your phone instead.
Yeah, do you want to go, like, Evan, go on sound only?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, just cut him off. We can do it. Me and Zed will take it over.
Yeah, you kind of like you're living in the past, man. Like you're living like 5 seconds away from us.
No, he likes Web 1.0, and everyone else is on 3.0. Yeah, so that's how things are going. Yeah.
Next time we will have. I will.
If you can kick, yeah, there we go.
Oh, he's kick him. That's perfect. Let's go. Now we have the party going.
Man. I miss him already.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know what he was going to say. He said something along the lines of what I was saying, I think. And yeah, it's difficult because, like, you know, the market is so slow. Like, you know, people like for us, like floor prices, like, is obviously an important factor, and it's something we are trying to work towards. But again, like, you know, at the moment, it does feel like sometimes you're fighting a losing battle because people are just not. NFTs are not currently the attention. Meme coins are, and we've seen this period before where it's like what we need to focus on is keep on track with what we're building, keep on like rolling out these new updates. Again, like we can touch on Glaze, which is pretty exciting as well, and you know, focus on trying to provide as much value for the community we have now, and in the process trying to onboard people, because the entry price to Hermans right now is extremely low, right? And you know, what we can do from that is provide like a lot of value. And again, like a reminder that we are only 8 weeks old, but we have managed to build. We have managed to ship quite a lot of updates, certainly more than some projects who probably raised around 5 million. Not naming no names, but yeah.
No, and it's important to add as well, like one of the things that I've been doing is not only expanding the brand, but working with partnerships, right? Since these last 8 weeks, I've been in 3 different countries, 3 different conferences, like something that I was already doing before, but just growing even that, right? And I was, for example, on the last weekend in Lisbon. It's my hometown. I'm representing Portugal as always, but I was there for the Ape Fest, right? And like you could see the vibes. Like Ape Fest was just a completely different beast. Like Yuga put a hell of a weekend for their holders, and everything was just top line amazing, right? And the floor of apes, if you noticed during the weekend, you saw apes going like 35% up and mutant doing almost like 100%, right? And you look at the price today, you can. I even checked just to be sure on Blur before I come here now and say this. And it's like it's already lower than it was before people ape because they were on the event and they fucking love it. And I'm telling you, the vibes were like amazing. They had like 8,000 people coming from all over the world. Like it was just so good. But then, you know, and everything, and people were buying Ape Chain. They were aping on memes on Ape Chain and everything. But then, you know, what now, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
this just shows a lot on the situation that is going on right now with NFTs. And I think it's something that people have to have in consideration. Now, that doesn't stop us to build and to deliver all the things we are doing, like the seasonal Halloween stuff that we are doing. We have some surprises for today's stream as well. So it's all about keep doing these things, and eventually if the market starts swift over, we'll be on the front lines. Because again, like Zed said, for the entry price that you have right now, for the amount of work we're putting in, the amount of deliverables that we are having, and the exposure that you're going to get to this IP, it's very good. And if these last 8 weeks doesn't prove that, I don't know what will, right? So it's been like a crazy year. And again, I know that I don't want to reminisce and say like we've been shipping more than everyone else, but the truth is, even before Mint, we were already delivering more than the majority of the people, and we keep doing so, and we will keep doing so. So it's tough. I think like it's tough for us.
On that basis, yes, well, can you hear me? By the way, am I still rugging?
Yes. Like the sound is good. No, I think it's good. Like, can you? Okay, no, so it's happening again. You're frozen, bro.
Rugging hard, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, mate.
Well, go on, Vincent. You was about to say something then, mate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So are you going to drop a pub.fun link for Halloween?
How did you guess? Yeah, how did you guess? We have a meme coin coming. Probably after the stream.
No,
I was going to buy the entire supply. No, I'm only joking. No, we certainly don't. We have absolutely zero intention with Hermans to do that. But yeah, absolutely zero intention. Probably would be fun for about an hour until the price probably someone got dumped on. But yeah, no plans.
It doesn't have any utility. Like I know that Pump Fun and stuff, like they are not supposed to have utility as well, and that's all good and stuff and fine. But like for us, it's just like that. It's not something that, of course, everybody's talking about memes and tokens and stuff. You saw what happened with Retardio this year, right? Retardio dropped a token. Token was almost zero for a while. Then majority of their holders were accumulating the token, and then somebody picked it up and bam, right? It was an 100x. Exactly. And the majority of the holders made a lot of money out of it, and that would be great, right? But you need to understand that like we are not even in a position of having like the cult follow, the cult kind of following that Retardio has. And if you go into the history of NFTs and crypto, you know that Retardio came from Ethereum, then it was in Solana, then Retardio Cousins, and then like so many versions, but the core environment of Retardio is still the same, right? And they are on all these chains, and it's people that are allocating a lot of time to these. Like the purpose was to push these meme coin, right?
Yeah.
And if we shift our purpose to everything we are building to push a meme coin, like I don't think it makes sense because it's not viable for the long term. Like even if two holders make an 100x, everyone else probably will lose. So that's not going to happen.
Okay, so that's I was thinking about that for decoders too, but again, like you said, with the NFT market, like being an NFT right now in 2024, right now, it's like fighting Web3 in hard mode, that for sure. But if you follow the trends and distribute as a meme coin, like, and that's my intention for views, right? So we launched the IP yesterday. We have like a small market cap and stuff, like low volume, whatever. But I think that's gonna be the play for views, to again be an utility token, but advertising ourselves, market ourselves as a meme coin with like memes on like decoders account and stuff. And even I want to launch a meme coins to create this cult stuff in another vertical, because again, that's what the market wants, or at least the attention is there. And again, same thing on YouTube, on the decoder channels and like the secondary channel. Like since I start talking about meme coins, I triple my views. So
I saw that.
Understand.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
completely understand that. And again, Zeds is like, he likes to be on the trenches times to times. Like he really digs the culture on that section. Like it's not for me though. Like for me, like very openly, like I'm a futures trader. Like I will not be able, like for me, a proper position with a proper size allocated to a 10% move on BTC it's my thing, right? That's that's my bread and butter, and I don't care about at 100x because again, in the end of the year, without risking to lose everything that I put, I make way more than 100x that you're gonna do with one soul, right? So that's my position regarding like regarding memes, but at the same time, I understand the culture, right? Like I see it through Zeds, and like he shows me. He was in the other day, he was helping me open a wallet in BULLX and stuff. Like it was cool, and like I really like to go through that process and stuff. But like the first one that we ape, and bear in mind we ape 0.5 Sol, it was like a red panda thing. It did like a 4x in like 20 minutes, and when I look at my wallet again, it was at 0. Right, so it's like, how can you even fucking do these, right? Like, you can. I don't understand it. Like, and it says like,
Zim's one of those guys.
And I'm like, how can I look in a 1 minute? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't even. You never. Mitch is back. Okay.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but when I was backstage then listening, I swear I heard Zimbara say, I don't care about 100x.
No, it's not like that. It's you get what I mean. Like it's just like,
I have no idea what you mean.
Like he makes them on the regular. This guy, he'll go to me. He's like, "Oh, Solana's pumping," and it's like up like 1%. I was like,
yeah. No, Zimbara operates with a strategy though. The guy is extremely good at what he does.
Some days.
Flowers where flowers are due, man. Like the guy's really, really impressive when it comes to it. One day I aspire to be like that, but
yeah, and one day I aspire to be like these two in meme coin.
But yeah, I think like I was trying to say the same thing over and over again before, but I couldn't get my words out, and I was in and out of the stream, unfortunately. But it seems like my connection sorted out a little bit now. But yeah, I think one thing that we've been guilty of when you was talking about those releases, and one of the first things you said then, Vincent, was you delivered a lot of products in an 8-week period. And I think one thing that we've been guilty of, I think Zed's touched on this a little bit, was we never really shout about these little wins. And because we've got such grand plans and such vast plans to like take over the world, when it comes to these little wins, we've not been forthcoming enough to talk about them and shout about them. And I think Distro was the first one to mention this, and he's like, you need to start shouting about these little wins, because just because they're not huge wins for you guys doesn't mean that they don't add value, and doesn't mean that they're not offering value to the community as well. So like airdrops, these little feature updates on the platform. And I think, at least for me, this was a real perspective change to be like, we need to start focusing on these little wins as well, because it's not all about just taking over the world. These small things, they culminate into big things. And this is the difference between having an IP which is stagnant and something which is scaling over time and creating these real collectability experiences for your holders and all this kind of stuff. So I think that was because we're so focused, and because we're so like behind the scenes, like just so tapped into making these big plans, you forget to shout about these little things. It was a bit of a wake call. So and like we've because of that, and that being the case.
It's gone.
Is your sound like
it's gone.
This guy, it was in and out again, mate.
Oh,
but like just so
your mic is doing
wee.
I don't,
but no, I think is
it still bad?
It picks up
the connection of the internet is not the microphone, Mitch.
Like the sound of the mic is like up and down. I try to push your sound, but it's okay.
That was funny.
Distro, can we fix this, please?
What?
I said Distro.
This is so good.
Jesus. I don't know. Okay, so again, okay, yeah. So the celebrating all of the win. Again, it's like, you know, like people, yeah, I want to change the world and I want to launch the biggest company ever. Yeah, but do you make your bed every morning? So how do you change the world if you can't make your bed, right? Like that's a famous quote for startup world. But again, it's hard when people are spending every day, every minute of their day, or every time they have in like BULLX and trading the Explorer pub.fund. Like it's hard. But honestly, like what you have pushed in the last again few weeks and last 2 months, and it's clean, highest quality shit ever, like bro. Like,
yeah, we launched the new collection Explorer and Marketplace, and that was an important feature for us because, for one, you know, we wanted, for anyone who's looking for an NFT, wanted to provide that little bit better experience than you find on traditional marketplaces. And another thing is, when we do so like we'll be touching on like the animations and the Instagram and TikTok in a moment. When we do eventually, you know, when we do launch these and we do like have people coming in, checking out the website, it makes it a lot easier for people to actually buy that NFT as well.
Mm-hmm.
We've also launched the Creator Studio as well as customizations, which everyone's seen with the Halloween ones. This will be constantly getting updated. The idea again was, we started with the emotions. You know, finding your Herman with a different emotion, it adds to the collectability. You know, if you wake up in a bad mood, you know, you might go and get one and make it sad, and that can represent you for the day. So the idea again is just like the collectability side of things. You know, let people play around, find the Herman which matches them themselves, and you know, if they want to go and trade that or swap that for that one, they can go and do that. So that Creator Studio, we got Louis on a stream, which was like, it did, the numbers were crazy. Like in the end, it was like 900, I think we had live in and out, and there's about 1.4k overall who tuned in, and Louis was just drawing traits in the matter of like minutes, and everyone was like, holy shit, this guy is phenomenal at what he does. And then we added that in, so we've got all the Halloween ones here. You can download it, you can post it. It lets people just, you know, gives people the tools just to, you know, push them content as well. And this is something that we'll be constantly adding to. We'll be working with different artists. We already booked Louise in for a stream, which we'll be doing at some point next week. And we'll be doing something a little bit different for that. But yeah, we'll be constantly adding to this. And we'll also be working with creators within our ecosystem, because as soon as we launched Hermans, like what we quickly realized was, my God, we've got some insanely creative people within the community who is making banners, who is making good morning cups, you know, who's making backgrounds. So we want to basically have everything on here. We've already been working on some backgrounds for the phones, some wallpapers for the computers. All of these will be added. You can go through the tab, you'll find which ones you want. And again, this is just making it a little bit more fun, a little bit more collective. Like you can mess around with your own Hermans, and also gives us an opportunity to partner and work with other incredible artists and creatives and showcase what they can do as well.
Wait, what? Okay, so so because I didn't understood that it was my Hermans, my bag here, and then you can customize your own Hermans, because that makes more sense. Because for me it was like, okay, so if you can create your own PFP and flex it on Twitter, then it's kind of like killing the vibes of the NFT and flex the like the
not at all, Vincent, because this was built to keep the collectability of the things. Like the idea here was that you can only change a certain amount of traits, and the only ones that you can change that really impact your NFT is these editions that we're going to be doing, like the spooky season one, right? And this one, everybody can have access to it on their basis, but no other you can do, because then it would affect collectability, and we don't want to affect collectability, because collectability is the base of our collection. The idea is, like Zed said, you find your Hermans, you keep your Hermans because that's what is you, and you cannot find another one in the collection. You can change their facial expressions, because in the day they may feel a little bit different, because you feel a little bit different. Like today, Zed's woke up super moody, so it is what it is. Mitch always happy, and that's the idea, right? So yeah,
and like the idea, like someone just dropped Crypto Eye just dropped a comment, like when Santa Hermans, and again, like we've got Christmas coming up, we will be adding all like the Christmas traits. You know, when we got World Cups coming out or whatever, Olympics, Like all of this stuff is just easy stuff that we can do, and just whatever's going on in the world, we can sort of align that within our collection as well. So yeah, that was like, again, just a small but easy win. Lets people sort of personalize their own Hermans to match whatever they're feeling, however they want it to look on that specific day.
And it's for people to have fun. In the end of the day,
don't forget,
that's always our objective. Again,
don't forget as well. Can you hear me get involved in this conversation?
Yes,
guys,
it's good.
I really that you can hear me, man. But yeah,
you'll have to ring me and I'll put you through my mic.
Like, one thing that Hermans have got is they're extremely active. Oh, I'm going.
Cut your camera, bro. Cut your camera.
About now, is that any better?
Camera, that might help.
I think so.
All right, perfect. It is. But yeah, what I was going to say is, don't forget.
Before we could see him. Now, not even that.
We've got these guys are really, really active.
Mitch, I think you put the camera on and you just stay there looking pretty, man. Like, I think that's the objective today. Like, you can't do much.
Yeah, we can't. If you want to type it out, I'll read it out. Don't worry. Type it in my type it into my WhatsApp and I'll read it out. What I think he was going to say is, like, we've got an extremely active community and like really like good creatives in there. So we're working alongside them, and people have been posting the Hermans, and again, like, we're going to listen. So what the community want there, like Crypto Eye went Santa Hermans. We'll get Luis to draw that. We'll get them in. We'll also, like, probably introduce more creators within the ecosystem. Mitch has just been working with someone else who we brought into the ecosystem, who's a really top quality graphic designer, who's going to be doing some work with us as well, stickers, all this kind of stuff. So whatever the sort of community want, to an extent, we're gonna bring that in. And again, like Crypto Eye, Hermans everywhere, and within everything, all the different themes, whatever's going on in the world, nice and easy win. The next thing
is that it's like collectability. And that's very important, right? Like, the idea is, like, even if you just want to belong to our ecosystem and be part of all of these, you get one NFT that right now, unfortunately, the floor is quite low. So we're talking about like 0.34 or 0.4. So you get one that really resonates with you. You keep it, and you're going to have access to all of these. Not only on the content side, but on the experience that we're bringing on the future, the things that we're building. So, like, right now, the idea is scaling this IP to the moon. That was always the goal. That continues to be the goal. That's what we've been driving and working every single day for. And right now, you have the advantage. For whoever is older, just enjoy it and hold on with us. Whatever is new coming in, you have the opportunity to come in at a very low price and already have the perks that everyone else has.
Yeah, and there's,
we will find something that we will give specifically to the people that have been here with us from the beginning.
We're also obviously going to add, because like right now, like, we're going to add Web3 elements into this, like the whole collective platform, right? So people will be able to collect stuff on chain. This is just going to be the first phase. Like, it's going to be constant reiterations of the website and developments, and we're going to be rolling them out. But there's going to be some cool stuff. Again, collectability in mind for that. So there's going to be some cool rollouts with that. We're also, what's sort of the next update on the website is going to be the Hermans Club section. Again, all about like what you have collected. Basically, again, all for collectors, and I don't know if you can pull it up. You won't be able to see much on it yet, but this is something our team are working on in the background now. This will just, again, make collecting even more fun based on your particular NFTs. We sort of been working on the ideas for this over the last few weeks, and then we'll get that out as the next update. And I think it's probably one of these things. It's best, we're just going to drop it. People will love it. It'll make people, the idea is make people want to collect specific Hermans. Let's say, for example, they want to collect all the furs. They might get something for that. All this kind of stuff, just to tie it directly back into the collection. And again, like, the sole focus is like, we want to make collecting fun. Hermans are collectibles, and we've got all these different things which will, enhance that experience of collecting Hermans.
Yeah, and just to answer to some questions here, because one of them is quite pertinent on the chat. Chico says, any chance of providing 3D files for our Hermans that we hold to use them in Blender? Chico flourished. Just to touch a little bit and quick on this is, as of now, that will not happen yet, for the simple, and I will give you the reason, is just we are trying to do something that looks very promising on that side with the IP, and then if that works, then we're gonna talk about this. So I cannot tell you yes or no, but it's really like it, and again, like I know that maybe this sounds like, oh, he just is on the trust me bro kind of a thing, but it's not trust me bro, it's more like we are working on something, and if that something pays out as we think is paying out right now, we maybe cannot do it that way, but we can do it in some other ways. If that doesn't work out, maybe we can just give you the Blender file. So it really depends on that. So I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes. I'm just saying you need to hang out a little bit, and maybe that thing will come, or even in a different format that you're gonna like it a lot as well. So,
and Chico's, can you hear me now by any chance?
Yes.
Is it better? Is it
Much
actually better? Oh,
yeah.
thank fuck for that. I can play now as well. Chico, we know you've asked for these a few times as well. I've noticed there's been several times over the last few weeks where Chico's asked for these files. But yeah, as Zimbara alluded to then, we've got some cool stuff potentially cooking, which we should be the first mover on. And everything that we're doing with not only Hermans but Glaze as well is focused around, like, with this era of transition that we're in right now, with all this new tech that's evolving around us, we've got a really good position in the market to kind of offer enhanced experiences through IP, which haven't been done before. And I think that's a priority for us right now. We can do the Blender packs. We understand the value of it. We want creatives like you, Chico, to be able to have fun with creating these, and we understand that can expand the IP as well. But we also want to innovate, and we've got a real opportunity with the landscape right now to do something that no one else has done before, with the IP and with the experiences you can have with that. And conversations with Distro are going really, really well on that. Fingers crossed we can have some bullish announcements on that soon, but we're carving out something that's not been done before. So exciting stuff with that.
Anything for the exclusive club, like the OG Orange Club stuff?
Well, they already got an airdrop. That was like straight away. The OGs, the orange backgrounds, already got an airdrop. Everything organized by them. We just gave backup support, nothing special. So yeah, they keep going strong. So it's like it's a community DAO organized, and it's been working good. We hope we keep seeing stuff coming from them. But yeah, from our side, if they have some plans or they want to do something cool, they know, like, they can directly message us, and we will support any DAO created. Like, the idea here is, if you do cool shit, we are here for you. So yeah.
And you have done like some RL events too, right, between Hermans, no?
Yeah, we have other DAOs as well. Ultraviolet, organized as well by this, and then we kind of broke down the Hermans Club by traits with everything that we were doing with the different group chats. What we ended up doing, this was straight away on the second week after Mint. What we ended up doing, based on the feedback of our community lead, Escobar, was, let's focus on the main chats for now. Let's just put these ones on the back burner and eventually push them again. So that's why they are not visible on Discord as of now, because we have a team exactly for that reason. We follow the advice that is given to us on specific areas that we are not the strongest at, and for that reason, we don't have that chats visible at the moment. But again, it's based on the traits of the collection and on the interests and the objectives that we are pursuing with the Hermans Club.
Nice. Awesome. Anything, Mitch?
No, yeah, I think that's a great point, and I think we probably launched that a little bit prematurely. But yeah, we've got a few things that we want to do around that. Again, like we know the value of like the local community side of things and like what that can bring. And I think like when you create these kind of like sub communities, they can often become even stronger than what they can look like as a collective, because you get that more like a little bit more intimacy and all that stuff. So we know the value in there. What's important is that we don't just create them for the sake of creating them, and that there's real exclusive utility and rewards built into these. So yeah, that's what we're working on.
This will sort of tie back in, and it will be more prominent when we release the Hermans Club. on the website, which I was just speaking about. So people will be able to see which clubs they have access to, and again, adding to the collectability. So we have got a, like the boys just said, like we have got a bigger picture of what we want to do with this. What we did when we launched Discord channels, it was just to sort of test the waters and see the interest of like our community members, because for example, like we're big on paddle, distro exceptionally good, Zimbara's still very much a beginner, but it was like, can we do, so if we have a load of people in our community interested in paddle, what can we do with these guys? The same with like F1, or same with like soccer or football or whatever. Like there's a lot of different stuff. It was just more to test the waters, see what kind of like members. I don't know why I just said soccer.
Did you just say soccer? That's a straight man.
Yeah, you need to get slapped.
As soon as I said that, I had no idea why I said soccer. I don't think I would have said that. I was trying to remember the name of the channel. I can't remember which one we put. But yeah,
Yoga Benito.
Yeah. But yeah, this is so it will come back, and then we have got bigger plans for this. It was just, as a team and as streamlining it, it was like, how much value does this provide right now? Or is it something that would work a little bit later on, and we focus on other areas, and that was that. But yeah, getting people in specific clubs and stuff, I think will play a much bigger role, and we'll see that when we launch the Hermans Club on the website too.
Nice, awesome. And like, are you gonna push like more videos with like the Hermans characters? Because I want to see that, man.
Yes, yeah. We
maybe today.
Yeah, we're going to drop one in just a moment. Obviously, we had a really big break, which was like, it was really frustrating for us, but it was like it was required because we sort of changed the strategy. What we wanted to do was, right, let's reevaluate like the purpose of these animations, right? Like the purpose for us, and especially, what we did, we brought forward the launch of the Instagram and TikTok, and that's something we're going to get live today. So after this, probably maybe just after, because I need to sort the account out and get the videos ready. But after that, we're going to launch our TikTok and Instagram, but before, and that's why we sort of like we sort of needed to change the type of animations, because the animations are going to be extremely relatable, like stuff that happens between anyone. And the idea for that is we want to create these share-worthy moments that people want to share with their friends, not just specific to crypto native people. And that's exactly what we've done. And when we did launch these socials, we wanted to have, some animations ready, so there wasn't that long period of time again where we're waiting for animations. So we obviously dropped the one last week, which everyone loved. We've got a special Halloween edition, which we're going to drop after this space, which is brilliant.
So we need you all locked in and ready, by the way, because when we drop our first Instagram and first TikTok post just after this stream, we need everyone to go and hit it up, because this is us going from 0 to gear 1. And soon by the end of summer next year, we want to have like tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of followers, but we need everyone's collective help in pushing it out there and getting the brand known. So
and showing brands on Web 2, why Web 3 is so important, right, Mitch? Like, community makes Web 3 stronger than brands on Web 2. Of course, you can create a cult brand on Web 2 that takes years, and they have it. But here on Web 3, we already have our little cult. So that's what we need to push for. Like, everybody comes over and supports, and that's what we expect. Be more Herman, exactly. So like, be more Herman.
Like, I was listening a podcast, like a French podcast with like investors and stuff, and like the guy is launching a new project where like he's launching like on Instagram like animation stuff, kind of like Kleino and Hermans animation stuff with AI. And he was saying like the business model for that kind of project is pretty simple. Like, you want a hardcore fan that will buy 500 merch per year of like the brand. So if you have like 1 million followers, you will have like a small business. But if you have like 5 to 10 to 100 million followers on Instagram, and then you sell merch to them, then you have like a big business. And
again, that's one of the avenues that we want to monetize that Web 2 environment, right? It's putting our animations out there, and at the same time having people falling in love with the characters. Yes. And then with falling in love with the characters, they will search for more, and on this search for more they will find the products, and with the products they will consume the products, and things will start this snowball effect that we want to create. Like, for instance, yesterday I was in a dinner here with some friends of my wife in Dubai, and I showed the animation that we're going to post today. And when I showed them to their kids, they were like, this is so cool. And one of the things they said was like, oh, we were just doing the shopping of return to school like a month ago, and like again, my kid was asking me for the backpack and the notebooks of stuff of this cartoon on YouTube, and cool. I didn't even know the cartoon, right? So the idea is kind of, it's not again, saying this, let me clarify a bit. We are not dropping a backpack with a notebook. We are not doing that yet.
Not yet.
That's not the goal of this conversation. The goal of this conversation is to understand that there is a real target by creating this audience on the web with these animations, with a purpose then of converting them into something else. That's exactly what we are doing.
This was the plan over like 8 months ago. Like, it's like we're not just brought an animation team in to create like cool content. Like, there's a strategy behind there, and this is why we re-strategized to make sure that content that was going out was even better than what we originally produced, and would really hit, not just with a particular audience, but hit universally, because it's stuff that's relatable, where you don't really need to read the caption, which is really important, because we can post this and people from Brazil or people from all these different countries around the world will be able to relate to this content. And we always do a test, right? So we have an idea. Zimbara is obviously Portuguese, Mitch's girlfriend Spanish, Zimbara's wife Argentinian. And when we come up with like these ideas for like, okay, would this be a good idea for this concept? We do what we call the wife check, and if they like it, if it passes that, then we've got the thumbs up and we'll start producing it. So yeah, like the idea was always, how can we really scale and build a following on TikTok and Instagram? And the real easy one is really easy, digestible, share-worthy content that people love, where we can bring the personalities of our characters, of the characters that are on these animations, where we can create these moments where people like, this has happened to me so many times. Yes. I'm going to go and send it to my friend who's done it. And what that's going to do is what that aim is for that is we really, really be able to build up the following, build up the engagement. And then further down the line, when we are ready, we already have plans of how can we monetize this IP? What avenues can we go into that are currently untapped? We've seen some really good success stories of previous projects who are in this IP category of what they've done and how they've monetized the business. But we want to do something different. We want to create our own playbook, and this is something we've tried to do from the start. This is stuff we've had planned for over 8 months. And now from today, it's time to switch that on and, start launching these animations on these other platforms.
But how do you scale animation at that level of content and to produce it the smart way of not spending 15 grand on every stories that you're going to spend on to send on Instagram, right?
Not 15, like 20, yeah.
Each platform obviously has its own algorithm. You've got to have a good, deep understanding of how to cater to that algorithm. But I think one thing that we've really focused on from a strategy perspective is making it not only extremely relatable, so finding your niche and thinking, right, who in this situation would want to share this with their friends? How do we create a situation that everyone has been through? And I know Zed was touching on this then, but also even more simple than that. How do we make it so you don't even need a caption with it to explain what what it's all about? So if you can post an animation that explains itself without a caption, for us, that's half the job done. So yeah,
without a caption or without even understanding whatever language, we haven't yet added voices in there, but we
don't add voices. It have to be voices.
We will not.
We're not they don't need to be but they tell a really quick story of this really relatable moment. And this is when we was right, who is our target audience for this? And it was well, why not even go bigger? Why do we have to narrow it down too much when we can create these moments when your 16-year-old friendship group or your 80-year-old friendship group will be able to relate to that moment and find it funny and find it cute or whatever and share it with their friends. And that's the idea. And also an easy way to tap on universal themes. Halloween's coming up. We've had this planned in the works for a long time, this next animation. This is what we're going to go out with on the social medias. We'll be posting it after this. So we will put a reminder in the Discord, and you know, like Mitch said before, we need everyone to blow it up and share it with your friends.
I'm going to throw a disclaimer out here as well. We're going to post this animation in a minute, and people are going to say, I feel like I've seen this animation somewhere before. And then they're going to think, I swear Claynosaurz did something similar. As a disclaimer, I'm going to throw this out here now. We was going to try and blend it and pretend, oh, well, we'll just post it and hope that no one notices. We basically published exactly the same storyboard as Claynosaurz did. They were the first mover. They pushed out almost an identical animation. I just want everyone to know at this point. You can just go and watch it.
Whoever knows animation, you can tell them that it takes about 3 weeks.
You know, we're not copied it. It takes plenty of time, especially with the type of animation that we do. And I think with the type of animation that Claynosaurz does as well, the lead time, you know, is pretty extensive. Yeah. But for anyone who sees that, this shit's been planning for a while. But I suppose, you know, we've got a lot of respect for Claynosaurz. These guys are doing all the things right. They've got the results to show for it. If we're moving in the same direction with the animations, you know, if we're coming up with similar concepts, although we've got our own playbook, it shows we're doing something right, eh?
It's not even competition, because like if multiple projects are going into the same vertical, it's growing the pie, right? Like the cake is getting bigger instead of, and like not everyone is like taking their own pie and that's it. And then the cake is getting the same size. Like multiple companies working in the same direction grow the cake, and then the pie is getting that.
Exactly. And this is why I was going to say, this is why we include. So if you saw our last animation, we included a Claynosaurz plushie. We included a Tensor cap. We included a Solana T-shirt, because, like, for us, you know, we will work with other projects within the ecosystem. Yeah. Like for us, it's a complete net positive. We don't see them as competitors. We see them as they're way ahead of us in their life. So they're way ahead of us in terms of when they launch and how long they've been doing this, and they've been, you know, really setting the bar. And for us, you know, it's a motivation for us. Like, we want to, you know, equally produce this level of content, try and do it even better, and go down our own path, and you know, congratulate them on what they do as well.
And we're the biggest advocates of Claynosaurz. We're the biggest advocates of Doodles. You'll see off all of our personal accounts, like, you know, every time there's something that's worth shouting about, we'll be the first one shouting about it and waving the flag for these guys, because like Zed's just alluded to, then a win for these guys is a win for Web3. And the more footholds we can get outside of Web3, and the more exposure we can get to people thinking, this is interesting. We've got all these brands that are Web3 native or are coming from crypto or whatever they think about it, starting to make cool experiences in Web2. Yeah. I want to look into this even more, and I wonder what the possibilities are. And I think one thing that we've got a unique position in being in Web3 is we're kind of on the verge of, you know, innovative tech and what that can mean for experiences. And I feel like that's one thing we want to double down at Hermans, and one area that we're definitely one step ahead with. So nice. Yeah, there'll be interesting stuff coming from Hermans on that front.
And is Glaze like your next step into like pushing stuff into the
Glaze is basically, again, like one thing that you'll notice we've niched down on is like consumer experiences. So like, how can we create consumer experiences through our IP? Glaze is very much like on the back end, infrastructurally, tools that will allow us to and other businesses to do that. And one thing that we're huge advocates of as well is Solana. We believe that Solana is without a doubt the best ecosystem and the best blockchain and the best foundations to build any IP projects from. Yet it's not necessarily shown that. If you look at the results of a lot of the biggest IP projects in the world, very few of them are native to Solana. And, you know, we want to basically provide what could be looked at as the cookbook for IP projects on Solana and how we can scale it. And everything that allows Hermans to scale our IP over the next 12 months, we want to provide that recipe to other people to allow them to do the same.
I think there's a real opportunity here, because, like, you know, consumer crypto is the next biggest thing. You know, if anyone was at Solana Breakpoint, what was the theme? Product, consumer. And we're also seeing millions of dollars being applied, right? You know, we've got Azuki with the anime, you've got Punchy Penguins with the abstracts, who just raised 35 million. But when you actually look at it, everything being built on there, on these consumer experiences, can be built on Solana. And this is where we see an opportunity to become the sort of the operating system for consumer crypto. We will sort of expand as and when on that. But like, Yeah, we basically it's something we've been working on a while. It's yeah, I don't know how much I'm allowed to give away before
I just
Distro
want to say, I
takes in the
just want
chat.
to add to what my two dear colleagues said. I just want to add that you know, when you said this before, Vincent, like when you are deep on the trenches building something, and then you realize that actually what you're building can be way scalable as a solution on the side that not only Web3 can use, but Web2 can use, and it can be all about consumers and products, and that's, and again, they are building chains to be able to do this when Solana has all the tools, if you have the right mindset, and if you are building the right things on it, right? So we step back, right, of what we're building, and we're like, wait, but this can be applied to this, and we're like, and this can be even bigger, not bigger than an IP, because the IP is going to be the biggest thing you ever saw, but it can be big as a tool, right? So we were like, yeah, let's push it. And yeah, and with this, I think we should say anything else.
Yeah, the thesis is simple. Is like, you know, for us, we're big believers on integration over fragmentation, right? Like, why increase fragmentation with a whole new, sorry, yeah, 1 minute, with a whole new blockchain when you can build the best integrated blockchain to build the best consumer experiences within Solana. And again, like the way was probably the best way to sort of describe what we're doing now is we're basically building the operating system for consumer crypto. Like our mission really to integrate this into every consumer app, and that's probably all I'm allowed to say for now.
And you made, by the way, on the right hand corner, she's waiting to clean up around you.
It's the swimming pool. Yeah.
Is that what it was? Was it the maid, or was it your chef, or?
It doesn't even have maids or chefs. I bet it was the girlfriend saying, "Leave the stream. It's time to look."
She's asking how long for tea. I'm on cooking duties tonight.
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
I've got a hungry girlfriend, which is a really bad combination.
You're living in dangerous water, bro.
Always on the edge.
Do you have 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Cool. I don't want to. Yeah, you know. I know.
Yeah. Pass the headphones
over. You. Yeah, don't
pass
worry.
The headphones over to the missus. Let's just get sign off before we continue, please.
Yeah. just 10 minutes, please.
But okay, so it's something that you talk about as a super villa, because I saw some pictures, right? And you appeared in like the video of the super villa stuff, pitching, etc. So how was the whole experience? Like, what did you talk about?
The experience was good. We basically talked to like the overarching, like the idea. What we sort of, you know, to be completely honest, it was a little bit different than what we was expected, because it was a demo day. And like one of the things that we only we was like, when we got there, was like, right, we need to show some specific demo, and Distro literally built this within like a couple of hours. And this is like with Glaze, so you could scan a QR code, you could log in. So everyone saw our acquisition of Simpler, and that this is part of that tech. So one part of Glaze is like accounts, making it extremely easy for anyone to log in, and it creates a wallet in the back end. So you basically scan the QR code, because we wanted to provide an experience on that day. Scan the QR code, you log into Glaze via email and PIN code. It's simple as that. And it created you a Solana wallet on the back end without you even realizing. And then you basically we did our first Glaze collectible. You pressed mint collectible, and now everyone had those collectibles who minted it. It was more of like a demo day, but obviously it's still very much in its infancy. We have built out quite a little bit of tech, but it wasn't really suited for us. But it was a great experience, because a lot of people messaged us afterwards. You know, it will be something where, you know, we will be looking to go to some angels, go to some VCs, and raise some funds for this, because we want to really scale it and fast. And in order to do that, we need to sort of bring in, you know, scale the team as well, and put a lot of focus on the development side. But like the general response was really good. Like we had people message us, booking calls, people wanting to chat to us to learn more. People who've got their own products was like, oh, you guys are doing this, I really want this into what we're building. that's exactly what we want. So now it's the case. We just sorting a few bits on the back end. We've scheduled some meetings, and then you're going to see, basically everyone will see a lot more and a lot better explanation of what Glaze is and the features and how it'll work, and also why it's important and how it'll directly correlate back and provide value for Hermans holders as well.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna build a SaaS product. That's cool. I love that. That's not SaaS. But
I don't. Let's not say that word because I don't think it's that. And again, what was just said now was a little part context, because just to have in mind, although we are building something that is actually quite big, for this specific, we got told 6 hours before there was a demo day, and that was what we could demo on the moment to have it ready to that. So like it's way more. It's way bigger than that. I'm not saying that.
Sorry, I explained that quite wrong. So
you just threw it out there. People are not there. They don't understand.
Yeah. There's a lot of different components to what Glaze is, but again, like a key focus is consumers' experiences, and that was what we just threw up in a few hours, or not me personally, but distro. But the core of what it is not it's the infrastructure, right? And we've got all these different angles, accounts, collectibles, tokens, integration, even AI, which is something really interesting. And I'll shut up there.
Nice.
Everyone's in the chat thinking, so when the fuck are we getting these donuts then?
Yeah. Because Zed has been talking too much about it, like let's move forward, I guess.
Okay. Crypto from crypto should we expect Hermans on Spotify in any shape or forms? I mean, Nicholas is not on.
Have you heard? I was going to say, have you heard?
Say again. What?
Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I was answering the question. I didn't know. I was like, have you heard Zimbara sing? There's no way we're putting him on Spotify.
I can put my persona and I will start, That would be good, huh? Just letting you know.
Whose are those glasses, bro?
The wife's, bro. The wife.
I was gonna say that at least 3 sizes too small for your head, bro.
Yeah. Thanks God she's 3 sizes smaller than me, but yeah, whatever.
That's from tonight when he's going into my clubs. Nice stuff, nightlife.
Me and Zeds, we've not been out. Last time we've been out was for the demo day. Can you imagine?
That's for real, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we've just been building. Yeah. It's not. We've not been having the time, because if we want to, again, I think, and this is even like looking at the agenda that we had for today and everything. Like, if we want to sum up everything, is just like we've been so deep dive into these that we've not been doing anything else. The 3 of us plus the team that we have, although some of them are contract, so it's different, right? It's not every day, every hour. It's more about when things are needed. But we've been on these like every single day for these past 8 weeks. When we say that it looks like 8 months, we're not saying this in a bad way at all. It's just like it's been a lot, and we've been trying to push all of these things at the same time, because again, we want to provide value for the people that believe in us from the beginning, not only the ones that are joining now.
Yeah. And
to do that, like it's been a real challenge, because even that's why, again, we changed when we talk about our project, we say that we're a collectibles based project in Solana, because if we start our call or our discussions by saying that we are an NFT project in Solana, that call doesn't last much, and we had the feedback from that, So it's not that we really like NFTs. People call me crazy, but I keep buying NFTs. But again, I'm not buying NFTs with the expectation of selling them for 100x the price that I'm buying it now. I'm buying them because I like them, and I'm buying it because I see a financial value on it in a couple of months. I don't see a massive gain out of it, but again, I think it's a good edge to the token. I think it's a good way, if you like a community to belong to it, to have it. So I think it's very important, and I think it's part of our ecosystem. Again, everything in this cycle is being cyclical. Right, and that's why it's called cyclical, because again, like people talk about RWAs, right? RWAs, the first RWA they all was USDT, right? Because we tokenize the dollar in the form of token. Nobody talks about this, right? So, and now we are talking about RWAs, and we are talking with a gap of 9 years, right? So again, if you look at the big lifespan, you will see that all these cycles will repeat themselves based on the demand at the time. So do I believe that NFTs eventually will do a comeback? Maybe not to the highs that we had before, because that speculation maybe is dead based on what is happening with meme coins. But will they get to a newer high than what they are today? I think so, because for the value that the people get from them, based on everything that is delivered to them, not only with us but others, yeah, I think they have a chance.
I mean, that's basically the takeaway of this AMA, right? Like, have a huge ambition, but like celebrate like all of the small steps along the way, but still building big.
And I think one thing with Hermans that I want to leave it on as well is like the beauty of Hermans and what we're building from an IP perspective is it can be a lot bigger than Web3. And, you know, we've not got that ceiling of just being a Web3 native project. Like there's so much scope for Hermans to grow its IP into so many different areas, so many different industries, so many different avenues. And that next phase now is for us is exactly about that. So like, how do we start tapping into new markets? How do we make a product attractive to these markets? How do we turn these passive consumers of the content into active participants in an ecosystem of some description? Not via NFTs, just bring them into the ecosystem and then start obviously, working more and more to convergence. So I think like this next phase for us now is going to be a discovery phase of working out just how much people love the Hermans IP or not. Hopefully that won't be the case.
Yeah, and we got a few partnerships which are ready to be announced. Again, like access perks, always something we think are important, because if we can provide you something which provides you an experience or save you money or make life easier for you in the real world, then it's a complete net positive for us. It's not something we shout about, but we got something cool which we've been working on. Again, conversations we had at the Founders Villa Super Team. Something we're looking to announce and make that partnership. And again, like reiterations to the website, and we've got a lot of other stuff cooking as well. We'll be providing more of a sort of detailed overglaze over the next few weeks, and then what you'll see is some examples of what we're building, the tech, and a high level overview, and what it sort of looks like as well. From the sort of the initial intern roadmap, like what we're looking to do, how we're going to raise all this kind of good stuff, and then people will be able to see as well, how that will drive back value. The one thing we did, and just before we finish as well, is like we wanted to make sure we structured everything properly, right? So we formed, we're in the process, it's pretty much finalized, formed the Hideout Labs, which is registered in Dubai. We've got Glaze as an entity and Hermans as an entity under that. So Hideout Labs is the parent company, and will be the overarching control over the other ones as well.
It's clean setup.
And by the way, we acquired one company. I don't know if we said that on the way.
I said, I did say that before. The Simpler.
Wake up, Zimbara, wake up.
Sorry, I just forgot. Like it's
another
Wednesday. We just got a company.
We're buying companies.
Yeah. You must have been getting a beer at the time, Zim.
Yeah, I was on the beer. But again, like small little moves that will eventually make all of these very big, and that's exactly what we are fighting for.
Nice. You can buy decoders, I'm too expensive.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. We prefer to have a monthly call with you for us to tell our holders, catch up, have some beers.
We've got a space next week with another guy anyway. He claims that he's the real up and coming Web3 Joe Rogan. So maybe you've got a bit of competition, and maybe we'll acquire his business, Vincent.
Ooh,
Why are you shitting on me, King?
There's only one Web3 Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to your podcast with Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Did you listen to that one?
Yeah, that was a good one. Like I watched, second screen and stuff. I watched everything. That was.
Yeah,
excuse me,
man. I don't get involved with politics, but
just ask me a question.
Yeah, I must admit, man, the guy, like, I think he's legit. Like, I do hope he wins and pumps our bags.
That's
in the end of the
all-time
day,
highs.
what Zeds is trying to say is, I don't care about politics. I don't have any stance, but I really want my bags to be pumped. So please win the
I
guy
don't look
that
like
pumps my bags.
I absolutely hate politics. Like I just think it's so. I'm not even going to go into it. Conversation for another day. But like I watch those videos of that Kamala, and if anyone votes for her, then please block me on Twitter, and we'll leave it as that. But right, I've got to go because I'm on T duties, gents. But Vincent, appreciate you streaming those again, man. Always a good conversation, and big shout out to everyone who's taking the time to tune in as well. Don't forget to be more Herman.
Exactly. That's it. I don't need anything. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate your time. Everyone, follow Hermans, follow Zimba, follow Mitch, follow Zed. Bye.
Bro, I'm here with you.
Okay.
I'm saying goodbye.
Okay.
Be more Herman. Let's fucking go.
Be more Herman. Where's my video? It's here. Bye.
Ciao.
I hope you enjoyed the live stream. We'll see you in the next one. But before that, make sure to subscribe, like, and share.